welcome to our podcast Fuel Your Flow, where we explore simple but also realistic ways to improve your well-being. So we are your host. I'm Olaya.
I'm Laetitia.
And I'm Yuna.
Whether you're a student, an intern, or already navigating your first job, this podcast is here to help you feel a little more balanced, a little more confident, and a little less overwhelmed.
And we are here today to present you a series of episodes that covering mental health, small habits, routines, and also about the mindsets. And we hope you will enjoy. Hello everyone and welcome to Fuel Your Flow. So in today's episode we are focusing on something simple but powerful, how small habits can actually make a big difference in our daily lives.
Because let's be honest, when you're balancing classes, deadlines, small jobs, and even internship, it's not always easy and realistic to completely change your lifestyle overnight.
Exactly, but sometimes even small change can have a real impact over time.
And to explore that, for the second part of our episode called Small Habit, Big Impact, we're joined by four amazing students. So we have in the middle Sabine from Lebanon, Grégoire from France, and Muskan from India, who are going to share their personal habits and small routine perspectives. So if you want to further present yourselves.
Yeah, so I'm Grégoire. I'm a student at SKEMA Business School. So we are basically in the same program, management and business development. So I come from France, but I also travel abroad. Sabine?
So I'm Sabine and I'm from Lebanon, as you said, and I've been here at SKEMA for 2 years, and also the same master's program, and yeah.
So hi, I'm Muskan and I'm from India, Mumbai, and I'm also been in SKEMA for 2 years, and this is my second last semester.
Perfect, thank you so much. So let's start with a quick question to get into it. So what's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear small habits being impact?
So for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is routine. You can apply it in a different way, but I used to apply the Pareto principle, the 20% of effort, 80% of results. So I'm trying to apply it every time in my life, so in my daily action at the beginning of the day, routine.
Okay, perfect.
For me, I would say a gradual, because I feel like this would result in like a gradual change, and for something to be actually impactful, you need kind of a bit by bit change, and that's how it can actually be impactful.
For me, it is consistency of like having the same routine, like morning routine and evening routine, similar, and keeping myself strong to keep it daily, going with that same flow so that I don't feel stressed or anything.
Great, thank you for sharing your thoughts. And maybe now, can you tell us one small habit, something that takes less than 10 minutes that has improved your daily well-being, and how did you start it?
On my side, I think it's when I start my day is clean my bed, because that's actually the biggest furniture in your room. It's in mine. But it's something that you can do very easily. It takes you 1 minute, but it's something that you can do very well, and you can tell in your mind, that's done, what's next? So it's pretty easy, 1 minute, and it's quick wins, I think, in your day.
Great.
I actually agree. Like, I feel like for me, if I don't make my bed in the morning, my day is just ruined. But something that I'd say like a habit for me is to plan my day, and I usually do that either the night before or the morning, the same morning. And it's just a small, memory, like something to put in my mind of what I have to get done, what I'm probably gonna expect from the day. It just helps me organize, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So the one small habit I adopted was to, when I get up, I will like sit in my bed for like 1 minute, 2 minutes and think what I'm going to do the whole day, or I will write it down so that I don't get distracted from my goals. Like, it is one thing that keep me like going on.
Great, and that's really interesting to hear because it's always nice to see how everyone's experience things differently, and it can give us some like ideas for small habits or routines to try in our daily lives. And I agree with you, Sabine. I cannot start or spend my day without organizing it. So, and just to go a bit deeper, maybe can you share a specific moment when this small habit had a big impact on your day? Maybe it changed your mood or your productivity or even how you handled stress.
For that, I don't want to talk about the first example I gave,
Yeah.
but another one, because I used to go to a coffee near Madeleine district. So it's basically a moment for me where I can just be myself in a bubble, because there is a lot of different international businessmen and women, lawyers and celebrities. So I just really enjoy my coffees, my moments, but I also open myself to meet new people, so I can try to brainstorm of every event I have in my life, but also to work. So it's very, very good moment, and there is a compliance between the moment, the just enjoying the coffee, but also it can relate to my life as a student and business owner. So it's very good for me.
For me, I would say that just if I ever feel overwhelmed with, which I often do, like if there is a lot of things that I have to get done, just to put them into a list or write them down. I feel like that helps me out a lot, just to get everything out of my head. So that's how it helps me, like just to write everything down and visualize it.
I agree with Sabin totally, because I do the same thing. Whenever I feel stressed, I will write it down and I will like think about it like for 5 to 3 minutes, or I will sit there, do something like do face massage or yoga. So my stress get reduced like little bit, and so that I can concentrate on what is going to be ahead in my that time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing. But I'm also curious about how do you adjust these habits when life gets in the way, like during exam or deadlines?
So for me, and I think for you too, when you are making your bed, it doesn't impact your days, very quick wins. So I think you can keep it every day. Other thing, when I go to the coffee, I can just grab a table just to work on it, and also to not be alone in my room. It changed my mind and it gave me a rhythm to work. So I am pretty efficient when I'm there. Yeah.
What was the question? Sorry.
It's fine. So, how do you adjust this habit when life gets in the way, like during exams or deadlines?
I feel like it's also kind of the same how with exams there's a lot of deadlines, a lot of things to prioritize. So just putting them into lists and schedules. That's the way my brain works. I'm such a list girl. So
I'm the same.
Yeah, so I love making things into lists and then putting them into schedules according to like deadlines, priorities, and yeah, it just makes me feel organized.
It's same for me. Like whenever I have exams or I have something important on that day, I will just get up like 10 minutes or 20 minutes earlier. I will set more time on my bed and think what I'm going to do. I will like, oh, calm down.
Yeah.
Everything will be okay, because I'm very stressed person. I'm like very, I have to do like quickly. So that helped me to calm my stress and to think about my exams also and everything. I listed down everything, and by the end of the day, I will tick mark what I have done, what I have not done. Then I
Yeah.
will work on it. Like I have to do it next day. I have to keep myself organized and consistent.
Great, and maybe moving to another topic, something I find really interesting is how our backgrounds shape the way we deal with stress and emotions in general. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Are there any traditions or habits maybe from your culture that you still use today to manage your stress or emotions, and how have you adapted them to your student life?
Yeah, so there is something that comes from my mother.
Okay.
Is the communication, even if it's not with another person, it's to myself. Sometimes when I'm under pressure, I can act very quickly, and I may regret it after. So it's just to play some word on what I did and why. Like the fishbone, why? So I can just improve myself just by placing some word. But I think it's more interesting to interact with each other.
Yeah.
For me, I think simply being Lebanese, I've
Mhm.
already learned to cope with stress. I was born learning to cope with stress. But yeah, like being it, I feel like that's taught me to be like resilient and adaptable, and that directly translates into my daily life and the way that I deal with like different stressful situations. So yeah, for that, like I'm very thankful.
So being an Indian, the most important thing is like we tell everything to our parents. Like our family is very important. So whenever I'm stressed, I will like call my parents. I will make a tea with chai. That is important. Like I want chai when I'm talking to my parents, and I will sit there and I will gossip for like 1 hour, 2 hour. I will reduce all my stress. I will rant to my parents like this is happening with my tea, and they will like okay. So it is like daily basis. I'm having conversation with my parents like for 45 minutes, 30 minutes. It is important for me.
Yeah, that's really insightful. And like for me also with my Moroccan background, I feel like we really value spending time, like you said, Muskan, with family and always staying connected. And honestly, that helps a lot when dealing with stress, even if we're not actually with them. And maybe if you could try one habit from someone else in the group, which one would it be and why? I know you have similar habits, but just if you could like switch habits, how would you do that?
Maybe it's just a compliment to you guys' habits is to get done something that you can do in 2 minutes. When you have in mind something that takes only or less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Otherwise, you won't do that, and you will just be in your mind, and you won't do that. So to be more effective, maybe just applying on your bullet points, just some 2 minutes task and get it done.
Yeah, what about you, Sabine?
I feel like as you said, like the same thing as you said to make your bed, I already implement that, and the lists I already implement that. But maybe the cafe thing that you said sounds interesting. Yeah.
So for me, I'm very messy person, so I don't make my bed daily. Like twice a week, that's it. So I will adapt that thing to make my bed, because I get very much scolding from my parents like make your bed, you will feel more organized and you will feel positive energy. But I don't, I'm very lazy. I don't do that.
It's kind of military thing, but
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
I don't make my bed every day.
No, me
But
too.
I try when I can, especially when I'm in like a hurry. It's complicated to make your bed and to have everything organized. But I think, as you said, it's a great way to start your day. I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. And in your opinion, so what's one tiny change SKEMA could make to help students build better habits?
There is something I think very easy for SKEMA to have a great place where you have comfortable seats, etc. Some vegetables, etc. But also a wall with a lot of small words from students. Something like keep going, or something with motivation. Sometimes it's very difficult when you're studying, you have a lot of exam. So maybe just a place where you can just relax and get some fresh air with motivation. I think it could be very, very good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's very interesting, actually. I think also being here for 2 years, like I realized that a lot of us, we have the same experiences, and maybe when someone has a problem, it's very easy for another person to solve it. We just maybe don't know about each other's problems. So maybe to have a platform where students can kind of share their, let's say, whatever they're going through, or if they need help with something specific, and you never know how maybe another student would be able to help. So just a platform where there is that connection between the students.
I agree with both of them, and I feel like SKEMA should do that. Like having a conversation, like sitting or having a mentor where you can go and tell your feelings, what you are going through, and they can help you, or you can have a meetup with your friends or professor. I feel like more friends rather than professor, because we are very frank to our friends, not to a professor. So like having a party or like having a conversation, having a particular time to, like, this is the time you can sit there, you can have one room and you can talk to your friends, and you can blurt out your stress and everything, whatever is going through your mind, like that.
Okay, but are you like referring to the associations, or maybe like a service that SKEMA should? Okay.
Yeah, service.
Okay.
Like association is also good. They have that, but I don't feel that much connected to it. So like a service where no one know that you are having that problem, but you can go and you can just tell whatever to a stranger, mostly to a stranger.
Yeah.
So they won't judge you what you are going through it, like that.
And that's really interesting you say that, because there's actually a service at SKEMA who offers this type of service. It's not very known by all the students, but it's great because we will have time to talk about it in another episode. So thank you all so much for sharing your habits and your experiences. It was really nice to hear about everything. I found it very inspiring to see the small things you do every day to take care of yourself. It really shows how little actions can have a big impact and add up over time. Maybe if you have, I don't know, like any advice to our audience to just take action, what would you say for it?
Drink coffee and meet people.
Okay.
I'd say just take everything bit by bit, and one day at a time. I live by this, one day at a time, because
that's
it
true.
really helps you deal with things where they are, like live in the present.
Okay.
I would say, like, don't panic when you are facing any problem. Just breathe in and breathe out. Everything will be okay.
Yeah. Absolutely, and we hope our listeners feel inspired too. Maybe there is one habit you heard today that you would like to try to yourself.
And like at the end of each episode, we have the challenge of the week. So to wrap things up, we have for this week, we invite everyone, like the audience and even you guys, to pick one small habit that really resonated with you today and try to actually integrate it to your routine every day this week. It could be taking a real break with your friends, as you said, drink coffee, spending time maybe with your family, make your bed, or just going for a short walk, or just taking a few minutes to disconnect. So the idea is not about doing it perfectly, but just making space for it in your day. And of course, don't forget to share your experience with our hashtag Fuel Your Flow.
And a huge thank you to Grégoire, Sabine and Muskan for this inspiring conversation. And we'll see you in the next episode. And remember, small habits, big impact.
Thank you. Bye, guys.